three of us, the new ones going to the board, he had this thing done 2013 by 54 people, and it just kind of got thrown by the wayside. There was a lot of time and work that went into there, because I talked to some of those people that did that, they were kind of torqued off that the board didn't even acknowledge the work done. And so the same stuff again. So here we are, 3 years later, still talking about stuff that's brought up in 2013, and some of the stuff we've done earlier, maybe we wouldn't be in such a critical mode. We got to move quick. We and we just started like 3 years ago. But
we tried to start 3 years ago, and we tried to get questions answered, and we can rehash all of that. That's not going to help anything. But when a recommendation is made to close a high school, and then the superintendent changed his mind and says, no, we shouldn't close a high school, then we have to have new discussion. And then it comes up again as closing a high school. So what's changed between now and then? There were many concepts that were there. We talked about expanding the Career Center, using Fisher for Career Center auxiliary programs. Where did that go? It's not the board that sits here and develops curriculum. What curriculum meetings were being done in the district to develop and add new classes, add new proposals and curriculum? I haven't seen that. And that's not this board's responsibility or job. If you look at board responsibilities, it is not to do the day-to-day operations and put that together. We vote on proposals and policy and
so to that end,
do that.
Which of these proposals can we look at tonight?
Can I ask one question?
Go on, please.
Before curriculum keeps being brought up,
there was no curriculum changes that were advised by the committee. In fact, what the
I know the graduation
was
requirements.
Adding curriculum was.
If I may, what the committee was looking to do was actually enable students to actually get those classes which are offered in our current course offering, which haven't been able to be offered because there were insufficient numbers that were
missing something.
available given the two school settings.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the proposal says that we're changing graduation requirements to add curriculum so that students take extra core classes. Is that not
It's related to the number of hours per day.
That is one of the proposals, you're correct.
So all I'm asking is, where's the hard data to say that will help improve student achievement? Where's the hard data to say that the district curriculum committees studied that?
Oh, and I guess what I would say to you is, looking at our test scores and analyzing the data and the changes with the new science curriculum, adding that extra hour would allow us to have all 4 of the core areas have a full year of which I think they need. And why you don't have the hard data and the hard number is that something you're willing to support? Once you're willing to support it, then we can get those curriculum committees involved, and we can get people and the right stakeholders together, and we can work with school improvement to put together a solid plan. But once again, it took a lot to put together what we already have. It was a lot of time and effort. And so if you're willing to support that or something you would like to look further into, I have no problem. I have no problem working with school improvement. I have no problem, I'm on SCT. I know about the CCT. We are trying to introduce new classes. We're running new classes at Truman, and we just approved in Kennedy as well, fun with physics and those kinds of things. But they went through the proper process. But I guess it's just knowing what you guys can support. So if you can support and you're willing to look at that and go to a 6-hour day where we can offer a full year curriculum in all 4 core areas, then we can back that up with some data to give you.
But where's best practice to say adding those will enhance student learning? Because we already have extra, and I brought this up when it was
You're talking about the math.
We have extra math requirements. Students aren't passing math classes, making it difficult to graduate, and yet we're going to add more core classes. That's where I don't understand. That's where maybe the average parent that has a choice of going to another district that doesn't have the added requirement will choose to go rather than stay. So that needs to be part of the discussion. If that's something that every single person in curriculum says, yes, we have to have, because the students will learn better, their scores will go up, they will know this material better, but we already have that in math, so how is it going to be different in the other 3 core areas?
Here's an analysis that's
I just, like, going back to Blaine, and I know we got the comment said to him, 3 years ago that was brought up, and then 6th grade academy was brought up, and then this is brought up. I just would like to know how many volunteered man hours are gonna be into these to keep getting shot down. To keep getting shot down. It's everything keeps getting shot down, and it's just,
Well,
I'm not on that committee, and it's.
let me interject. We're not shooting it down as a board. We're not shooting it down as a board. I'm saying let's move forward with these proposals. Those that want to vote favorably can vote favorably, and those that want to vote negatively can vote negatively against it. That's what the board does. So tonight, we're talking about the reconfiguration. We're not voting to throw the whole plan out. We're looking at this and saying, what can we give them direction to move forward on?
Can I speak to that too, since I read my letter? I'm not saying throw the whole proposal out. What I'm saying is, had this board been involved with updates on a regular basis, rather than waiting for the whole concept package, we could have had discussion all along. So it wouldn't be throwing this proposal out or that proposal. We could have discussion. In what direction? Would you consider closing a high school? Okay, we'll study that. Would you consider this? Would you consider that? But the processes have to be followed and have to be legal.
So in the last 2 weeks since this has been presented, the board could have requested a meeting with the committee, other than just sending some emails regarding questions. So, again, what I want to focus on is not where we've been, but where we need to go and how we can get there. I think that adds more value to the discussion. So, to Mr. Riley's point, how do we proceed looking at the proposals that are in front of us? Is there some that we want to look at tonight, or what is the timeline, I'll ask again, for us to go forward?
Well, I'll speak up. There's a couple, to me, again, I'll use the term no-brainers. I don't, and they're not gonna save us any money, but they might make things run a little more efficiently. I think proposal, where am I at now? Just turn the page, lost where I'm at. The out-of-district and in-district, to me, that should just be an administrative thing that gets taken care of and off they go. I don't see that that's a big issue. I think that both the office of, I would think, if one office is running school of choice, whether it's in-district or out-of-district, that still funnels through the assistant superintendent at some point. I mean, but I think the determination would make more sense being done in pupil accounting, since he does the numbers of where everything's at. To me, that one just...
And just for the record, it's much more customer friendly if you're somebody who's trying to enroll in the district. I can't speak to it as well as some others, but
I agree.
it's almost one-stop shopping, is that?
Correct.
So let me ask then, is that something that we would entertain a recommendation tonight? Or how would you propose going? Do you want to highlight a few of these and come back?
Yeah, I would, let's highlight that one and then come back, and then we can maybe vote on each one if we choose to do that tonight.
Other proposals. Next one. Next one.
All right.
And in line with that is the one above it, moving accounting and special ed to the bottom floor of the board annex.
Is that, yeah, I would think that would be more customer friendly as well, but.
It would be more customer friendly, but was it looked into how that would affect the Career Center and the Career Center offer, and whether they
Yes,
can
it did.
continue
Yes, it was.
to do what they're doing?
Yeah, matter of fact,
Both Renee and Ms. Lancina over at the Career Center. Ms. Dale, Ms. Lancina, and Dan all went and looked at the space, and they were able to work out a plan where she could still expand and that the offices would still fit.
they have it
That
mapped
was-
out.
That was looked at.
Does anyone know, is there any reconfiguration that needs to be done on the first floor to accommodate those offices? Any,
Without them, I mean, I'm gonna imagine there's gonna be a little bit that needs to be done, but without them specifically being here.
I think the only thing they mentioned, Leanne, maybe you can help, is there were some files.
Files have to be moved down, the counter would have to be installed.
Okay.
But you realize the special education department has 30-some file cabinets full of files that will have to be moved. And they have to have at least 2 rooms for their ancillary staff. They have their own offices. The last time I spoke to Renee in Miss Allen's office, she said it would be impossible to move it. So that was in Miss Allen's office. And I don't know.
And maybe you had a conversation after I talked to her, I don't know, but she.
Okay, so this one, it sounds like we need to get some clarity, so let's keep going. Yep.
I think they were gonna do it upstairs.
Okay.
Ancillary
Okay, so
staff.
keep going.
okay, so that one needs to be clarified, and we probably need to get all the stakeholders in that area involved to find out if that's a possibility or not. So that would be number 6, needs to be looked